What's up, Tracy? What's going on? Wait till everybody come in. Hit the like button as you come in. We're going to talk about some things. There are a few things that you know I'm going to talk about. Like I said, I'm still a content creator. I still do my things out here. It's just the way I do it, right? That matters. Okay? So, definitely going to get out here and we're going to talk about it. All right? Give me 1 second. Okay, give me a second here. Uh, I'm gonna put my live up. All right, so I'm gonna set up my goals, y'all. Let's do. I don't know how long I'll be on here, so let's go here and let's do times and let's go. Let's go. All right. So, start my goals. What's up, everybody? What's up, So Unique? What's up, Toya Top Notch? It's been a minute, Toya. Cubs girl, T-Lo, So Unique. Welcome in. I'm a whole vibe. Bonnie Mitchell. Y'all hit that like button as you come in. What is going on, y'all? So, wow. Wow. What I want to talk about first? I want to talk about something crossed my mind today, as you know, as things do sometimes. And when it crossed my mind, I just feel to give, I want to talk about it. It's my opinion. Nobody has to agree with it. But we're just going to kind of talk about, the word that I often hear on this app is weakness. Weak. That's a word that I often hear trying to describe people on the app. So I'm going to talk about a few things. Let me get this off first. Hey, caller. Weak. Defining the word weak. When you hear the word weak, and this is going to be participation, okay? Give me one word or a couple words when you hear somebody being described as weak. What is something that would describe somebody as you would look at them as being weak? What character would you define somebody as weak? Because that's a word we kind of use loosely around here, right? Describing people as weak. So I think if we get a clear understanding and the definition of weak, then we'll move on to the other things. But that was on my thing to discuss today. As like I say, certain things cross my mind. Hey, best in show, and one of those things was weak. Defining the word weak. Thank you. I'm a whole vibe. So when you not smart or gullible, okay, not smart or gullible. Cuz girl says she can't speak. Lack of physical strength. Okay, that's one thing. Maybe somebody physical strength is discovered if they're weak. But when we look at somebody's their personality or a character and defining the weak, weak can be defined as, oh, I'm weak, I don't have any strength, physical. But in the other sense of how we use the word weak, hey, Justice in the chat, sending love to everyone. Thank you, Angel Mom. I'm a whole vibe. Falling for anything, low self-esteem. Thank you, CSMI. How you doing? Thank you guys for coming in. Lack of physical strength. Hey, thank you, everybody. And if I don't look at everything, guys, when gifts are coming in, trust me, I'm gonna try to get back, but I'm also gonna try to stay on top of this as well. So I'm gonna try to stay focused as well. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna try to stay on top of this as well. So if I don't read your comment immediately, or if I don't see your gift, let me say thank you first of all, first in advance. If your gift come through and I don't see it, and also thank you for coming in and being supporting. Lack of emotional intelligence. Okay, okay, okay. So everybody has a definition of what the week is. Um, okay, so let me see. I'm a whole vibe. 30 months. Thank you so much. Because in my opinion, uh, when I hear the word week thrown around here, a lot, I have a different opinion about what weak people or people may look like, right? Hey, Wanda Younger, how are you? Scary and slow. All right. So, looking at the definition of weak, and some of you guys were right on it and saying it in other words. A person that is weak may lack strength in areas as a character, courage, discipline, honesty, confidence, emotional control. This person can be described as giving in easily under pressure, avoids responsibility, cannot stand firm on their values, easily influenced by others, lack self control and consistency, quit things when they get difficult. A weak person can fold under pressure instead of standing on principles. Mm. So looking at it as describing a person's character. One thing that step out, not being able to stand on principle, not being able to accept responsibility. Um, it doesn't always mean when somebody is quiet spoken, not maybe um, they may not argue that because a person choose not to argue back all the time. They may choose their word carefully. They may not engage. They may not do certain things that don't mean they're weak. Because a person doesn't yell, scream, or choose to engage, or they may be soft spoken. That doesn't determine the person's that they're weak. Sometimes the loudest and the most aggressive people can have the most weakest character. Y'all know that? Sometimes the most loudest and aggressive people can be described as weak in character, right? Because they rely on intimidation, manipulation, and trying to be powerful over other people. There you go, I'm a whole vibe. Meeting somebody to, thank you, whole vibe. Wanda Younger, thank you. There you go, whole vibe. Sometimes trying to overpower people, trying to intimidate people, yelling, screaming. All these things can be a form of weakness. So the characters, when people are trying to describe something by somebody weak, by trying to intimidate, yell, scream, and make somebody else feel bad, that can be a character of weakness, right? Because a person that is in strength and control can get their things done without having to do all of that. They can express themselves. They're not afraid. They can speak up. They can speak quietly, right? They can do all of this and get what they need to get across and get things done. But they want to make somebody else feel weak because they're different, right? Sometimes because you don't agree with the person, just because you don't want to go along with what's going on, maybe you don't do things the way people do it, that doesn't make a person weak. When I look at some strength in people, I look at a mother that gets up when she don't feel like it, or a father when they're tired, but they're gonna get up in the morning. They got that ability. They're gonna get within them, and they're gonna get up and they're gonna go to work. They're gonna get everything up on them. They got that drive to succeed. They're gonna stand in the paint and everything, standing in the paint on all negative stuff because you want to fight. That doesn't determine your weakness. Standing in the paint because you want to yell and scream, that don't always make you weak or make you strong. The most strongest people can be the one with the most quietest voice and get things done. The most calmest in the room can get things done. You ever seen a person running around yelling and screaming like a chicken without a head and everything is just chaos and nothing gets done? It takes a strong person to walk away. It takes a strong person to put it down and just say, you know what? I'm walking away. That's that control. That's that emotional control, that discipline, that self-respect. Those are the things, let me see, that can determine somebody's strength. Because it takes a lot sometimes for people just to bite their tongue, not to respond, not to do certain things. See, if you have to come out here and want to hurt somebody on a daily basis, destroy somebody's life, to do anything, that don't determine strength. That could be a weakness, lack of control, lack of reasoning, lack of self-discipline. But people can be resilient in some areas and very weak in others. That is true, Cub Girl. And we're looking at that and recognizing your strength and your weaknesses, right? Because my weakness, somebody say, what is your greatest weakness? My persistence. And what is your greatest strength? My persistence. My greatest strength, persistence. And my weakness, persistence. Why? Because sometimes you got to know when to give up. Sometimes I'll get on a task and I want to find every other way to get this thing done. And sometimes, you got to put it down, got to let it go. It's not going to be resolved, may not be an answer for it. So sometimes your greatest strength can also be your greatest weakness. Okay? Sometimes your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness. Just recognizing at time, right? Just recognizing that the strength can be your weakness. Hey, Free for Real, how are you? But on this app, I'm going to hopefully say today, everybody here that's listening in, again, I'm going to say, nobody here can determine, and nobody should be able to determine your weakness based on the things that are going on in this app, right? No, you don't have to accept, and you don't even have to listen to it. Really, I know a lot of you guys don't even care, don't even listen to it at all, and don't care to even hear it. And that's strength. That's a lot of strength, right? Because who wants to be called weak? But then, it's just like, hey, have it. That's your definition. That's how you define it. Based on what? Yelling, screaming, crying, trying to intimidate. That's not a definition of defining somebody as weak. So again, sometimes the loudest or most aggressive people can have weak characters too, especially if they're really trying to intimidate people, manipulate people, and tearing others down to feel powerful. Hey, Tea Time with Chrissy. So talking about weakness, like I said, some of us get up in the morning. Some of us are out here in this particular sector. We're parents, single parents, woman, man, and we get up in the morning. We're very resilient. We're gonna find a way to make it. If and I can't say this, I don't know everybody, but let me say this: I'm hoping that when you look at how you get up in the morning, you're raising your kids, you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're doing the best you can do, you got everything that you need to do. To look at what you're doing in your own life. Nobody gets to define you. Nobody gets to define you by what's going on in this sector. Nobody gets to define you about by money, by your finances. That does not define. I've seen some of the strongest people work $5. Okay? I've seen some of the strongest people able to do what they need to do on little or nothing. Okay? Some of the strongest characters have been people that have been able to do what they need to do with little or nothing. Okay? With little or nothing. They're going to get out there. They're going to hustle. They're going to do what they need to do to take care of their home, to take care of their family. Okay? That strength, that's what I call a person that has a lot of strength, a lot of fortitude, resilient. They're not going to stop. They're not going to give up. Your finances, somebody else's finances, does not determine your character of if you're weak or not. Okay? Just in 1992, my youngest uncle had a group of guys bullying him his second year in college. They had a party and decided to jump him. He never was argumentative, but ended up unaliving two of those four people, two of the four, and got wow. Wow. Angel Mom says, hey, Fee. Tea Time with Chrissy says, hey, Fee. Everybody welcome in. So, yeah, so I just want to touch on that. Know who you are. Know what you get up in the morning to do. You know where you came from. You know what you've done in your life. You know your achievement and your goals. You know your purpose. So guess what? Somebody out here yelling weak, weak, weak because of money, that don't work. Don't let that move you. Don't let anything move you based on finances. Because like I've said, we've seen people do it with little or none, off scot-free because they were evidence of how they harassed them. There you go. And if a person know their weakness, they're powerful. That's what I said, Angel Mom. Knowing your strength and knowing your weakness, that's a powerful thing. I can say, I know that. Because when you go for a job interview, they're going to ask you to identify two things. Oh, I ain't got no weakness. They're going to look at you side eyes. Because you don't recognize where areas that you may need strength in. You that perfect? No. If anybody can look and say, and be honest with yourself, because it may be something that you need to work on. Me identifying my area of weakness as being persistent is not that I know it's a strength that helps me, but I know is something that can also, if I'm not conscious of it, it can tag, it can tear, you know how it can just, you staying on it, trying to stay on that, and you may, being so persistent on that, may lose focus on somewhere else because you're trying to get that done. You want to get it done. You just want, I want to get this done. I want to make sure, and you're going everywhere, but then you got to prioritize because you're so persistent and you want to do that, you may lose sight of something else. So that can also mean, hey, you need to be careful. You know you're persistent. Don't let that get you in trouble. Fall back, take a look at it again, or let it go and let somebody else take care of it, right? Noticing my weakness, noticing my strength. Charger reminds me of myself, I'm quite a storm, says Tilo. Awesome ending, Charger. Yeah, I'm glad that, yeah, because sometimes let's talk about, okay, so we talked about weakness And like I said, I just want to go over that and just understand the kind of everybody define. If you're working and you have a job, that may be looking as a strength as well. But like I said, everybody look within and know your strength and know your weaknesses, and don't let nobody define your character, especially not based on anything on this YouTube channel. You know who you were when you came here. You know your strength. You know what you do on a daily basis, raising your kids, getting up and going to work in the morning, and taking care of your household. If you're doing the damn thing, then nobody can define who you are. I know I'm considered weak on the YouTube because I didn't go back and forth. And see, Angel Mom, and that's what I'm saying, because you made a choice, but guess what? You know that was your strength as well. Because you know what? You had self-control. You had you had the resilience. First of all, I don't have to. I'm disciplined enough. I don't want to. I come out when I want to. You're not going to bring me out when you want me to come out here. So when I choose to come, I choose to come. When I choose to speak, I choose to speak. And when I choose to curse you out, I'm going to curse you out. But you're not going to define when and how I come out here. If I want to come out here and speak softly, fine. If I want to come out here and cuss you from the to the heavens, okay. But that's that self-control. Nobody can take that from you. Yeah, now, you know how a young person look at weak based on impulse. We are adults here. We are adults. How a young teen, a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a young, or even a young-minded in the 20s, how they define weak can get an impulsive response. So, and again, us being supposedly seasoned adults, we should know a little bit better, right? But again, who am I? I don't know everybody's background, right? But we know adults, kids and adults are two different things. Adults, when you call a child, you call an impulsive 17, 18-year-old weak, they're going to prove to you physically that they're not weak. They're not going to look at weak as you talking. They're going to look at, oh, you think I can't fight? Oh, you think I can't beat you? See, that's childlike, right? That's childlike. They're looking at weak as physical. You can't defeat me. That's how some people on this adults on this YouTube channel act. Because you can't curse them out, because you can't curse good, because you won't go back and forth on the cursing, or you weak. Because you're not responding. You're like Angel Mom says, you're not responding. You're not making threats back. You're not coming out here, doing anything and everything to make a buck here, right? That's weak. That's how some people define weak, because you're not doing any and everything on this YouTube channel. I cussed them to hell, sit and get behind me, says Rita Williams. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how everybody look at weak, but just know who you are. Okay? Just know who you are as well. Because, got a lot of people out here that are doing the damn thing. I don't know everybody, but from what I've been listening to, it takes a lot to come out here. And sometimes you're just human. And when you give in and you feel like, hey, I'm just going to speak, you made a decision, right? You made a decision to come out here and do it, but it still doesn't define your total character, right? No, I'm saying right, but you hear what I'm saying? Especially a person keeps chanting weak, if it can mess with young people psyche, yeah. And that's why, like I said, young people are a little different. They can be a little bit impulsive when they hear certain words like weak. Those can be a trigger word for young people because they want to feel strong. Weak for them might be, you challenging my physical strength, right? You challenging my physical strength. Y'all hold for a second. I think Kobe's pulling something to his crate right quick because he quiet, but I can hear something moving. Give me a second, y'all. Yeah, I hear you. You done got it coming in there. You got it. I hear you moving. You trying to pull that thing in your crate. See, I know. You were trying it. I know. You over there just as happy as can be. No. So we're going to get to the next topic. You guys, I know you guys are probably waiting on this. We're going to talk about some of the things, like I said, not looking for no reaction. This is just my point of view. What I going to respond. I'm not reacting, but I'm just going to give a response. Doxing, we talked about it before. Public information, it's always been a part of this sector. Doxing's always, that's a thing in this sector. Calling things, everything public information when giving the information out has been the excuse for doxing in this section. Okay? Doxing, public information, has always been the grounding, one of the grounding elements of this sector. We know that. It's nothing new. Nothing new. We dox, we're going to get the information, and then we're going to scream, it's public records. It's public records. You can't do anything. I'm going to read it because it's public records. 4 years. 4 years. Am I right? Put a 1 in the chat. Let's be honest. How many times does this sector base most things as public records when they want to read something? The first thing everybody scream is, it's public records. It's public records. You can't do anything. It's public records. Right? So when does it not become public record? When does it not become public record? When does it not become public record? Does it not become public record? Because at that point in time, it's filed. You're the subject. I learned a lot in this sector when it comes to doxing and public records, because for me personally, I never heard the word doxing until I came to YouTube, and definitely didn't hear the word doxing until I was in this sector. Never heard that word before. All the years in law enforcement, the first time I ever heard the word doxing was in the sector. The first time I ever heard public records y'all a million times was in this sector. I'm a whole vibe say exposing someone's life only to find out that their background was as and it's trash. Says I'm a whole vibe coffee when it's their business. Okay? So let's make it make sense then. Public records. And like I said, I didn't have to really deal with it until I got in this sector. And when speaking to different law enforcement agencies, and you hear the word public records, and you go, oh, okay. And then you hear the word First Amendment, and you go, oh, okay. All right. So when you hear public records and First Amendment, that's one thing. Now, when is it not public record? That's what you need to know. When is it not public records? People's health, people's medical records are not public. People's personal PHI is not public. That's why it's under HIPAA rules. That's not public. Anything under medical, anything under HIPAA, anything under PHI, public health information, it's not public. It's a HIPAA violation. Court records are public records. Police records are public records. Okay? Do you know you can go downtown right now and pull records? They have the files right there. That's why the news media can go downtown and pull records. It's public. Now, certain things are not going to be released to the public if it's something to do with a child. They're going to redact it, but it's still going to get out there. But they're going to redact the child's name because of their age. Okay, but it's still public. Now, let me say this. Okay, court documents, unless the judge seals them, for whatever reason, they're going to be public. Okay? Unless a judge seals those records, they're going to be public. Now, I'm not saying juveniles. Juveniles are always going, unless that juvenile is then, the only time you're going to get information on the juvenile, if that judge has then charged him as an adult. That's when you're going to get the juvenile's name. Otherwise, that juvenile is going to remain protected, okay? That juvenile is going to remain protected. You're going to read in the news, but you're not going to get the name, okay? You're not going to get the name. You're going to probably get an age, but you're not going to get a name because that name is going to be protected, okay? The only way you can get access to CPS information, CPS, DSS, however it's done in your state, those records are sealed, confidential. There's only a couple ways that information is going to be public. If that case is in court, they're still going to protect the child, but they're going to be essence of a CPS information in those records, in those court documents. If there's any law enforcement involved where there's a possible court involvement, they're going to be essence of CPS and DSS involvement. The majority of the information is not going to be there. But when the officer has to present evidence in court based on legality of a crime, they're going to have the essence of what CPS did. Because I can't do an investigation and leave everything out if I plan to charge an adult with something. So I have to have that information. How did I get on that scene? What did I see on that scene? Who responded to the scene? That information is going to be there in the court records, in the police reports. What CPS did in their information, that's going to be sealed. The bulk of CPS is going to be sealed. Now, who can unseal that? An attorney can only get that information from CPS, DSS, just like law enforcement, by court order. A judge has to give an order. That attorney has to have an active case, working on the case, working for the family, working for whomever, but that attorney cannot get information just because willy-nilly from anybody, unless they got a plant inside. That's the only way. Otherwise, you're going to have a court order. A judge going to have to give an officer or the lawyer to get into their records. Otherwise, you ain't getting up in there. You got to have a reason. You got to be involved in some type of legal situation that is active going on. So nobody, unless there's a plant, unless somebody got somebody working within the system, you're not going to get that information just by saying you're an attorney. That's not going to happen. Okay? Because that's going to put a lot of people in trouble. Information concerning a child? That's a lot. So those records are not public. Only the essence of what's in the record for court purposes, law enforcement testimony, arrive at the house. This is what I saw. CPS may have called me. Oh, I may have called. Two things how law enforcement is going to get there. Law enforcement is going to get there by somebody calling the police first. The police arrive on the scene and say, during my initial investigation, I found cause to notify CPS. Okay, that's one way. The other way is somebody made a report to CPS. CPS felt the need to call law enforcement for whatever reason. I don't want to. They may have had history with the family before, and they may say, "Hey, I've had history with this family. I'm not going there with law enforcement." Or whatever. If the report is stating that there's a crime afoot, CPS is not going by themselves, unless it's only that a child welfare like neglect. But if there's any type of crime afoot, drugs, guns, weapons, CPS is going to ask, should ask, and normally do ask law enforcement to come on the scene with them. Okay, that's normally how that acts. Now, I know there's some people that have worked with CPS before. They know how this works out. They know their records and documents are sealed. They know that they may have to go to court. Now, CPS has to give testimony in court. Sometimes they have to go because of other than child welfare. Now, this is how you get the information. If it's other than child welfare, CPS responds to child welfare, child neglect, child abuse. These things can turn into a crime. If founded, can turn into a crime, right? Based on the severity of it, right? Now, law enforcement gets involved. There's going to be somebody's going to be arrested, or somebody is going to be summoned to court, and whatever, because you can be arrested or you can be summoned, right? If that happens, whomever is giving testimony, somebody's going to be giving evidence. Somebody's going to be presenting evidence in that court and testimony. That's how those things sometimes become public records. Just the essence of it. A lot of other things, if it's not necessary, if it's not going to benefit the court and whatever is going on, it's totally different. Now, every state is different. Let's go by this. Okay? I don't know how every state handle their cases, and how every court handle their crime. Things going to be different. But I can tell you most CPS records are sealed and protected. And the only other way they can get to them, if they're lied or they got somebody stacked in there. Or a judge unsealed that information saying that this person is an active attorney working on that particular case and needs that particular information. That's how that works. Like I said, being in this sector for a long time. People, I know people gonna have a lot to say because what I'm saying, but in general, this is what happens. Unfortunately, unfortunately, this I kept. It just go. It's gonna get. It gets worse and worse. It gets worse and worse. I mean, we sat here. Thank you, Tess, for the Sunday. Hey, Salty Balls. Hey, Wiley said correct. CPS records are not public. Definitely not public. But if you're not going for CPS record, if you're reading from law enforcement public records, it is not CPS records. If somebody is, let me say for instance, if No is reading directly from a police report, that is not CPS records. That is the police report. That's public. And everything on that police report is public. Right? Law enforcement can assess, yes. Law enforcement, not only if they are involved in the case and there's a crime afoot, there's a crime and they plan to pursue the crime in court as a part of, but like I said, CPS has their standards on what they're going to release, but the police report has only the essence of the investigation. Those reports are public unless somebody goes and unseal, get a court order, and ask CPS for those child's records, and CPS reduce them. And the only reason CPS should give those records out is through a court order. Or if that child parents release those records for whatever purpose, for court purposes, for whatever purpose, that's the only other reason. She's reading from a police report. She doesn't have, I don't think she has CPS records. When I'm looking, it looks like she's reading from a police report. That's not CPS records. That is the police reports. That information, the essence of what the investigation is, unless she has actual CPS records, in which that can be found out, but it looks like she's reading from a police report. That's public. Okay? But if she's actually reading from CPS records, that's questionable. Okay? What is she reading from? Is she reading from a police report or is she reading from CPS? That's it. Two things. One thing to find out. Is she reading from an actual CPS report? That means going to CPS, getting the records. How did she get them? Did she get them under misrepresentation? Because those records are not public. That's what I'm saying. How did she get them from CPS? There's only two things that could be doing. She could read it from a police report, but she damn well better not have CPS records unless she's working on a case. Unless a judge tells her, gives her to unseal those records for her. And she got them under false pretenses. But from what I am seeing, she is reading the essence of the report. It's not illegal. Yeah, if she has actual CPS records, if she has the actual CPS records and got them under false pretense, it's illegal. If she has actual CPS records, having the police reports is not illegal. Okay? She's reading public records. Now, here is what she can have a problem with. If she adds to it, I think she knows this, she can read those public records all day. If she starts to add to them, make her own statements that are not true to them, that could be a problem, right? You can read public reports all day. That's what we said, right? That's what the sector said. Read public reports all day long. Now, when you start to add to the public reports, when you start to put your little twist on it, that's when it becomes something else. Also, when you use the public report to harass, to intimidate, now you got to prove that. Okay? Or but she would have to know someone in the courthouse. You would have to not know someone in CPS at the agency to give it to her. She would have to know someone at the agency, not the courthouse. The agency, the court only releases, gives you the paperwork to go access it. But public records, police reports, she can get those all day long. If it's redacted, or if the child was charged as an adult, the child's name will be in the report, or it will be redacted. Okay? So if she's reading from a police report all day long, but if somehow she got CPS records, that's a question. Okay? Have anybody seen her read from CPS records? Has anybody seen her actually have a copy? Because I don't know. I see police report. She does not have the CPS record. She said she didn't know how CPS term was. I have only seen police reports. Everything just seems facts, says Michelle Vaughn. Exactly. She's reading from a police report. She can read from a police report. That's what I'm saying. When you in this sector, if you down for something, you can't. For me personally, if it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Yes, but all of it is nasty, and it shouldn't be done, and it should have never been done. We've been in this thing for 4 years, 3 years. Public records, people's criminal records, kids' records. How many times have we seen people pull people's kids' records that had nothing to do with this damn channel? How many times have we seen it? People talk about people's kids with police records. Adults talking about their youth records, talking about their young records, 20, 21, 17, whatever age. How many times have we seen it? So when is it not good? It was never good. It was never good. You cannot. I don't care who you riding with. When the stone is thrown and somebody throw a stone back, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Some people information is going to be worse than others. I've heard some most terrible things read about people's kids out here. Some of the most terrible things read about people out here that have records, have been in problems, have had issues, have had all kind of stuff. But it was all good. It was all good. We sat here for 2 years. And it may have not been the same thing, but we listened to No-No's court records. We went into the courtroom. We did this. People did something on the other side as well. On this side, come on. Unless it all stops, it's always going to be somebody that gets hit harder. It's how you feel about the information. Some people ain't going to give a damn about what you pull on them. They're going to say pull all day long. That's my past. That's my history. My child is good. My dad is good. I'm good. Some people ain't going to give a damn how many police records you pull. They're good. But some people, they're going to care about it. Because it's hurting. It's not hurting them. They're trying to wonder, why are you trying to hurt my child? The same way people felt about each other's family being pulled out, doxing, and their past histories. Just as I realize, people hear what they want to hear, not facts. Yeah. Hey, loving Lucinda, thank you for the 100. The lady said she didn't know how the CPS turned out. And like I said, it's going to be very easy to find out if she got those CPS records. Because CPS, all it's going to take is a quiet investigation to say, did you get records from CPS? No, I'm reading police documents. Is it right? No. Is it hurtful? Yeah. But this is what this sector has done. This is what this sector do. Not everybody, but this is what it has done. And it was always yelling, it's public records, it's public records, it's public records. What you gonna do to me? It's public records. It happened to me. What you gonna do to me? It's public records. What you gonna do to me? Okay. Of course, yeah, it's public records. What can I do about it? You read it? You wanted to try to embarrass me with it, even though most of the things that were said were mostly lies. But it's what you do with it when you get it and how you use it. It's all public. It's like going to the store and buying tint for the window, and the law says you can't buy tint, you can't put tint on your car, but you can buy it all day long, right? You can buy black tint all day long. Put it on your car, all over your car. You can buy Delta 8 all day long in states that are that have strict marijuana laws. You can buy Delta 8 all day long. Light that sucker. Light that sucker up. Okay? Light that sucker up if you want. Okay? Y'all, if we're going to screen police records, then we're going to have to understand we don't know to what extent people are going to do things. All right? You can't get out here and say file when it was okay for 2 to 3 years out here, for 4 years out here. It was always filed. But we always say somebody can play a little harder, a little smarter. That's all it is. You know, when I was told, hey, it's public records, but how was it used? Oh, yeah. When you told freedom of the speech, first, I learned a lot about this YouTube and doxing. Like I said, I didn't know anything about doxing. Never heard the word until I got here. And never heard the word public record so much until I got here. On this sector. And everybody screaming, yeah, public records, what you gonna do to me? Public records, what you gonna do to me? I'm gonna read it all day. What you gonna do? Until it's read about something when you don't like it. Y'all, come on now. At some point in time, we got to become adults and say, wait a minute. So when is it going to stop? Because when you pull it on one person, it's not enough. Let me go get their family. Let me go get their family. Let me go get their obituary. Let me go get this. Let me go get the medical records. Let me go get the school records. Let me go get the job employment. Let me go get this. Let me go get this. Let me go find their kids' arrest records. Let me go find their tax record. Let me go find out how much money they made. Let me go find this. Let me go find out where school their kids go to. Let me go find out how much money their kids make. Let me go find out how much money they make. Let me go find out where they live at. Let me go find out their tax records. It's not pretty. Nobody should be crying over here. Ain't a damn soul. If you playing in this park, if you playing in this thing here, this muddy water, then nothing should be surprising. Nothing should be surprising. Not only that, the police logo was plain as day. Yeah. Reading public records is not doxing. No, it's not doxing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Uh, Doxing, what is doxing? Doxing is getting the information, exposing. Yes, it is. Doxing is exposing people's information. But public records, let me get it right let me get it right, Rita, because I think you might be right. Because the thing is so confusing in so many states. Because the law is the law is so cloudy in so many states that they don't. A lot of states don't even deal with it. I know California has a doxing law. I know there's several states that have a doxing law. Not every state. Um, let me get it out right quick. Doxing. So I don't want to say that you're wrong. I don't want to say anybody's wrong. So let me get the definition of doxing right quick. Okay. Okay. You're right. Public information is not doxing. Okay? The act of publicly exposing or sharing someone's private or personal information online without their permission, using to embarrass, threaten, intimidate. Now, it looks like the key word, reader, you're right. The key word, I want you to remember, because thank you, Rita. The key word for doxing is sharing someone's private or personal information online. What is considered private? Home address, phone numbers, workplace, family information, private photos, email addresses, financial or legal records. How many times do y'all understand this is what they're saying? This is what is considered doxing. People private records, medical records, social security number, things that is not public. Your social security number is not public. That's why they give you the last four all the time. It's not public. That's why they give you tell you to give the last four numbers. What? And not all, 10? The information can include home address, phone, reader being a menace to society's public information. Damn it. So, so now we know what doxing is, if we didn't know before. Private information, like I was told, I'm gonna read your public information all day. Okay, that's been done. That's been done. I don't agree with what's happening. I don't. But what I am gonna say is that it's not, and it's been happening. It's been happening. It's just that the information that's coming out is not as, the information that is being read now is to a different level. Is it right? No. Was everything else being done earlier right? No. None of it was right. It wasn't right on any content creator out here. But it's only going to take somebody to read some of the most hurtful things, and you may not like it. You may not like the content of what is being read. But unfortunately, this is what's happening in this sector. This is the fight back. This is how people fight in this sector. This is what was good. This is what grew the attention. This is what grew people's pages. This is what got people. And you know what? And I said that. I believe her behavior, I never changed that. I don't agree with her behavior as an attorney. Never did. And just because I'm saying what I'm saying, I still don't. I think that as an attorney, She should not be out here like that. But guess what? Guess what I heard? She has First Amendment rights. Did not the Board of California say she's not doing anything wrong? Now the public eye says, no, no, no. The public opinion, I always told you, you may not like what the court decisions is. You may not like what the board decision is, so you're going to have to deal with the court of public opinion. The court of public opinion said horrible. Don't like that. Shouldn't be like an attorney. That's not an attorney. That's not what an attorney does. But guess what? Everything else says she go. She's a go. You can look at it. I'm not going to ever change my mind how I feel about No as an attorney. But guess what? She has rights, just like everybody else has rights. No matter how I felt about it, no matter how anybody else felt about it, California said, do you. That's unfortunate. It's unethical. But for 3 years, people been saying that. It's been okay. Now what? Now what? File complaints here and there. File with the board. She said some of the most horrible things prior to this. I never changed my mind about some of the things she has said when it came to 74. That's still some of the most horrible things she said. And 74 has said some of the most horrible things. It's a back and forth. They both have said some of the most horrible things about each other and each other's family. It's only going to get worse until somebody decides to stop. There's nobody going to come out good on this. Nobody is going to come out good. Everybody's been reading documents from different places, public opinion, public court, public records, pulling police records. Police records been being pulled for years out here to embarrass and to hurt. And what can you do about it? And it doesn't matter. You know, she's an attorney. That's what they said. And she can do these things. That's what they said. It's unethical to me, but the state of California says, read by 74, she good. All the most horrible things she's done and said out here, I felt in my part, should never been done. The state of California said, no, right? So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They're going to both keep reading on each other, dragging each other. That's it. That's it and that's all. Y'all can't. What you going to do? Until somebody actually gets hurt, until somebody gets tired and somebody gets hurt because nobody has the decency to say, you know what? How much more? Because both of them are going to keep doing it. It's profitable. It's profitable. I don't care. It's still profitable, right? I see things different. I think she's giving her a taste of her. Yeah. She's giving her a taste of her own medicine. And it was not always ignored. She wasn't always ignoring her, Rita. I understand your part, but you know, No has engaged. They both have engaged to a certain extent, right? They both have been engaging from a certain extent. It's just that it's just getting worse. No has ignored for sometimes, and then No comes and get involved. Engaging sometimes, especially when she tells you, I'm going to engage for the money. So we know No has engaged. She ignores for a period of time until she wants to come out and make her money. She said it herself. She says, I'm going to engage. So No has not always ignored. We have seen No come out here on several occasions. Once she's had enough or once she wants to engage and make money, we're going to keep it right. We're going to keep it real, right? I'm just going to keep it real. She has engaged. She has She has just as much. Now, 74 has done a whole lot. And I'm not going to talk about the mom because the mom is no longer here. This is between 74. Let's take it right from 74 and no. Leave everything else behind. This is them now. This is these two right now. Everything else should be dead in the water. Yeah, but it's not like, for me personally, Rita, it's not like No always ignored. No's been out here for 4 years, and No has done her stuff too. She has done some things out here too, said some things, done her little stunts as well. She's not innocent. She's definitely not innocent. Now, is she fighting back really hard? And does she feel she has a right to fight back? Yes. Does she has a right? Does she feel she has a right to use court information that was used about her and hers? Yeah, she feels that she's entitled to use the court information, whether however we feel, right or wrong. She feels that I have the right to fight the way you fought before, the way you fought. So yeah, she's using the tools that was used against her, right? She's using the tools in a different way. In a way that, at one point she wanted to sue everybody, but now she decided, guess what? The hell with suing. I'm going to read public documents just like y'all did. And that's what she's doing. She said, forget about going to court. I'm going to read public documents. That's where she's at right now. Is it right? No. Was any of it right? No. But she's been out here doing her stunts. She ain't innocent. That's just my opinion. She's been out here doing her thing, but she's doing it a different way. She ain't threatening to sue nobody right now, other than if you do something. I know she's making some threat, how she's going to sue. She's going to counter sue or something. But she's been, but now she's doing something at her own. She's doing something different. She's like, hell, I'm just going to read your doc. I'm just going to do what you did to me and mine. I'm just going to pull your records and read. Now, unfortunately, the records that are being read are just as far worse than what was read. Unfortunately, she got a little bit more detail. That's the situation. She has more detail that she's willing to read. What was read was, 500 phone calls. Some of them were this and that, but there were no real details. And she was able, and sometimes being an attorney, you know how to ask for those records. Because she asked for things that I didn't know how, I've been out of law enforcement a long time, and I'm not a lawyer, but how the way she asked for some of these things, she used her experience. She used her skills. She asked for things that, hell, I'm like, well, damn. And she did it through the police department. She knew what to ask for. She knew how to ask for those things. And if you don't have the skills on how to ask for them, yes, we all have done things on this app that wasn't pleasant. Most definitely. I know myself included. But unfortunately, when she has like I said, she used them skills that she does somewhat lack to be able to know how to ask the police department for everything. I didn't know you can get all that. I didn't know she can get camera footage. I didn't know she can get this, that, and that. I didn't know all those things can be gotten. Is she's getting all this stuff? And I'm like, well, damn. Is it right? No. But if she has she's doing it. You gotta come at some point in time. Y'all can't keep anting up each other because it's just not gonna work out. We all have done things. So all I'm saying, y'all need to take a step back and realize, what is the end game? Once y'all done dox each other, pull all the stuff out, sue each other, go to court, sue this one, sue that one, it's going to be costly. It's never going to be cheap. I would say wash it. I would say wash it. Grow up and wash it. Unless people want it to remain a profit, unless it continues to be a negative profit gain, only one way is to wash it. That's it. Rita, I didn't say, Rita, I'm not disagreeing with you. I know that. They got police records on her. I'm not trying to defend anybody right or wrong because they all been wrong. We know who got records first. We know who doxed people first. I know for a fact that that family, uh, if we go back to the whole family, they've been asking people to be doxxed. They requested people to be doxxed first. They requested a lot of people to be doxxed out here first. If we want to keep it real, my thing is, Rita, for me personally, I'm gonna look back. This sector, including No No's family, have doxed people, have requested people to be doxed. The other people requested people to be doxed. They've doxed. Reed have doxed. 74 have doxed. People have doxed. It's no one better than the other. Nobody's better than the other. They've all doxed. The problem is the information that's coming out now is horrific. It's sad. It's sad. But again, the end game. Is it all going to be for not for profit, or is somebody willing to say, you know what, it ain't worth it no more? Enough is enough. But again, profit may outweigh this. Profit may outweigh it. Profit may outweigh it. I've been out here when the lady over there called for people to be doxxed, called for people to be found, called for their head to be found. I've been out here when No has threatened to find people with the IP address. I've been out here for a while. I know No has threatened to try to find people. In the beginning, when she first stepped out here, she threatened to use her equipment to find people. Okay? To find out where they are, what they're doing, or whatever, to get information as her. She threatened to use her equipment and her as an attorney to find people. So I've been out here from the beginning when she first started. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. But I'm not looking for no right. I'm not looking to 74 all No as who did what the first. They at this point right now. This is where they are. Who did what first? We went through the we've been here. We've seen how they got here. The thing is, now what? Now what? Now what? We've been here. We know the backstory. Is no one. I'm not going to sit here and try to balance any one better than the other. But guess what? Because all the information to one to the other is going to be hurtful. Okay? When it was used on either side, it was hurtful. Okay? Yeah, but do we have to prove in black and white that these people actually did the doxing? That is questioned. There's been proof that I'm not going to go. For me, Rita, I've been here to see doxing done by that family. I've seen doxing done by the information by 74 and everybody else. You may even say when I've sat there and looked at public records or even talked about this and that, may consider doxing somewhat. I can't, I'm not going to sit here and act like, I wasn't listening to it. I wasn't there. But it's not going to weigh out for me personally because I don't like this person now. I don't like that person now. I'm going to be honest. I don't give a damn how I feel about any of them. I don't really care for none of them. Okay? But I'm going to be honest. I don't care for none of them. But I'm going to keep it honest. Okay? Public information saying one thing, proving is another. Saying, like I said, we seen what, here's where I'm at with this. They all had information that was considered public records. They read it. We believed it when we first heard it. We heard it. We made our comments. We may have laughed. We talked about it. It ain't changed for me. I was there, talked about it, made commentary on it, on all both sides. So no, it's not. I'm not going to sit here and try to balance out who I like more, who I'm going to go. No, they both did it. It's just like some information are just more terrible than the other, in my opinion. Some information is just more terrible than the other. Whether it's true on one side, whether it's false on the other side, whether it's black and white, when we heard it from 74, we believed it. We believed it. Why are we not going to believe it now? Just that she don't have the details. The records are real that she has. She just has no detail of what happened within those things. I believe the calls happened. It's just that No has details. And yes, if it goes to court, I don't know. Like I said, for me personally, I just think it's a sad situation that's going to may not even make it to court. Somebody might get hurt because, like I said, if we're not fair about it, if we just don't say y'all both did this to each other, whether the information is more solicitous than the other, how people hurt is how people hurt. Somebody can talk about your daughter, your son, and they can say they had a car accident and they ran over a cat, or they got DUI, and that information gets out there. It could be hurtful at that point for that family, and then this information can be hurtful for this family. We cannot sit here and judge the hurtness of what information come out, because a lot of people may not want anybody to know that their son has an addiction, or their daughter has this and their child has this. Pain is pain. Maybe nobody wanted nobody to know that somebody's child went to jail for stealing. It's hurtful. It's so hurtful. Okay? It's so hurtful on both sides. On both sides. For me personally, if everybody's just being honest to each one of their subscribe to their content creators, you wrong. We need to stop, because nobody's going to stop because as long as the subscribers and supporters continue to clap and agree and egg on, it's not going to stop. All right? As long as people try to say, you're right, you keep doing that, you're right, No, you're more. You got the right. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. And people feel more validated in this behavior and more profit in this behavior. It's not going to stop. Validation and profit. You're right. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You have a right to do it. And over here, you right? Yeah, yeah. Keep doing it. See, the thing for me, I'm not gonna sit there and cheer for any of them. I'm not gonna cheer for any of them. Not at all. I'm not gonna say this one more, this one there. No, I'm not just because. No, I don't care for any of them at all. This is where I am at. I don't care for any of them. I just doing my response. Y'all keep going. That's it. Until somebody takes it off YouTube eventually. Because tell you what, to what extent? It'll be 2030. That almighty dollar, yeah. It's profit. It's validation. It's hurt. It's pain. It's I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna keep getting at you. I'm gonna keep getting at you. And that's it. I'm up the ante on you. I'm gonna get more information on you. I'm gonna get more information on you. Until somebody says, "Oh shit, excuse my language, you done gone too far. I got to do more because this words ain't doing it no more. These pictures ain't doing it no more." Somebody got to have, but hey, who can I tell anybody to do? It's profit, it's validation. Both of them going to keep going because whatever their needs are getting met, whatever needs are being filled, they're going to keep going. That's it. Hey, Ann, how are you? That's it. It's not going to stop. It's entertainment for many, including myself. There it is. See, Rita, you being honest. You like, it's entertainment. Y'all keep this shit going. It's entertainment. I'm going to look at you and I'm going to keep it honest. It's entertainment for you, Rita. And it's entertainment for many. For a lot of people, it's entertainment. Right? It's entertainment. And entertainment brings validation. And validation brings profit. And there is, like I guess, no, say, I'm going to keep making money off of this. I'm going to keep doing it. And I guess 74, like, yeah, I'm going to just make my money too. And in between, everybody's going to make their money on it. All right? But y'all got to have, I can't tell anybody what to do. But it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. But when you play in this murky water, what did DJ call it? What type of water? Did DJ call it murky water? When you play in these waters here in this so-called sector, you don't know what's going to come out. When you play in these murky waters in this sector, and long as people are profiting, finding whatever needs that are being met personally, emotionally, whatever their needs are being met personally, emotionally, it's not going to stop. Because you best believe it's not about the other person, it's about their needs at this time. It's not really, it doesn't become about the other person. It may have started like that, but people are making their own personal needs met. And that's it, and that's all. But it's like watching a train wreck. It's sad, but we know people watch it. Me coming out here and talking about whatever, we know what people want to watch. People watching it. It's drama. It's always been like that. Like I always said, traffic stops just because of a rear ender. You get traffic backed up for 5 miles because of blue lights on the side of the road. And it could just be a rear ender. She called it murky waters. Yeah. Morals of the story: lead people. And guess what, Bonnie Mitchell? If this look at the sector. How long you been here, Bonnie Mitchell? You think people are gonna leave people alone to some extent? Do you think that's actually gonna happen? How long you been here, Bonnie? How long you been here, Bonnie Mitchell? That's not the name of the game here. Please read my second comment above justice. Let me see. Who is that? That's Diane Alibi. Let's see. Like the couple that got unveiled in Vegas all over Long Beef that started on YouTube. Most definitely. Most definitely. 2019. So you've been out here a long time. You've been in this sector a lot. In this, I don't know how long the sector, but I came in this sector in 2021. And it's always been nasty. It rooted itself in nastiness. Okay? This sector, outside of some of the content creators that are doing their own thing, but they still, they still watching and, have some things, but the ground root of this sector, the root of this sector was always in the murky waters. Okay? The root of this sector came out of nastiness and filth, and it just got nastier and filthier, if we want it to be real. If you've been here as long as I've been here, this sector built itself on drama, filth, nastiness, hurt, pain, doxing, shaming, embarrassing. And you were here for it. I was here for it. We've been here for it. We all came in different ways, on different people, different content creators, but you were here. You may came in here listening to Treese. You may came in here listening to Raj. You may came in here listening to Renee. You may came in here listening to different content creators. We had a whole host of content creators. And there was one common denominator at that time. And it just got bigger, and the characters changed, other characters emerged. Yep. You've been here 6.5 years. I've been here when Ross first got her first 1,000. I've been here when they, I'm not going to brag about it, but I've been here since 2021. And the Murky Waters house, and it continued. I got here, I guess, somewhere after everything started, just in the beginning, in the middle section of it, but it just got worse. This phone has been glued. So you've been here, so you know what time it is, Bonnie. You know what time it is, and Bonnie said, I'm here for it, and I ain't going nowhere. I've been here. Entertainment for me, who was here 6 years ago? Content creators. I've only been here since, I've been here 4 years. 4 years in February. So what did I make that? 2022? I was here 2021, but I didn't come live until about 2022. So I was here in 2021, but I probably didn't come live. Pandemic got me. See? There you go. A lot of things happened during the pandemic. A lot of people built their channels. A lot of content creators, a lot of famous content creators built their channel during the pandemic. Why? Because everybody was in the house, tired of watching TV, and they turned into YouTube, TikTok, and people became famous. A lot of these content creators became famous in 2019 with their content because of the pandemic. People wanted to listen. I wanted to be a content creator so bad, but I turned off. My personal life is not on display. There you go. So like I said, yeah, but here since it jumped out, the pandemic had everybody popping off when they learned how much money. Yeah, most definitely. People popped out, made money, did their thing, and Facebook was paying, TikTok was paying. I don't know about YouTube, but I know Facebook and TikTok was paying people, and it's Instagram too, wasn't it? I'm at am I no don't am, and I don't vote you, and I don't vote you. You've been here since it jumped out. Yeah, been here since it jumped out. Money is not everything. Yet, not I guess, and I guess it has to be to that person. Money's not everything to some people, but money's everything to some people. Okay, we would love to believe that in many cases, but to some people, money's everything. Everything is the only thing that some people can think about. It's the only thing people will sell their soul for it. Some people will do anything for it. And it don't even have to be based on a need. Like people needing money to pay their bills. Some people just want more of it, more of it. If they can do it, they're going to do it. But money is not everything. And yeah. Is that a personal opinion or is that, see, that's, and let's talk about, is it facts or opinion? That's an opinion, right? Because it's not definitely a fact. It's a personal opinion because, like I said, money can mean everything to somebody else, especially if they don't have it, especially if they never probably had it before. And money becomes everything to some people. Okay? Money becomes everything. Because if you didn't have it, uh, yeah, my piece is priceless. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil. Is money really the root of all evil? Or is it many things other than money? Money could be some money. Yeah, money can be the root of all evil. But what about other things that can be the root of all evil? Is money the only thing the root of all evil? Money is the root to all. Oh, money is the root to evil. There you go. I didn't read it right. Let me change it and let me change it. Money can be the root to evil. And why? Is it evil or what people do? Because sometimes people can acquire money the right way, live with it, be responsible, do right good things with it, right? But then there's the other way where people can obtain money the wrong way and use it the wrong way. How about that? How about what if some people that really make money do well with it, good steward of their money? Philanthropists. They've done all good things with their money. They worked for it, they made it, they took care of their family, and they took care of other people, didn't hurt anybody with it, didn't try to get anybody hurt off it, didn't steal it, worked hard for it, and became a charitable people, gave everything. Right? And then there's some people that didn't know how to use it, wasn't good steward, didn't take care of their money. And and then they try to do different things to get it. Illegal things, hurtful things, and they harm people when they did get it. When you have some people that make a lot of money and they did bad things with the money. Yeah. Because before Roz, it was Caucasian lady going after trees. Then Roz came with her daughter. Chrissy and Ocean came later. I think it's around 2021. Not sure. Yeah, I'm not. I know I came in 2021, and by the time I got here, it was over 30 something content creators. Some liking, some not liking, but the main thing at that time, the main comedy nominator, y'all know who it was, um, the lady that's not here anymore, Treese. And then it changed in about 2022. It started to change over. So yeah, but it is what it is now. Like I said, it is what it is. Everybody got the backstory. People been here long enough. I don't know how many thousand times people are going to tell this story of how we got there. And then people got different views of how we got here. And like I said, we're here now. We're here now. And all I can see is, you know, probably be here another 2 or 3 years with the same foolishness. People want it. People are going to pay for it. People want to see it. And that's just be what it is until something happens. And unfortunately, that's just what it is, you know. And I don't know. Stay tuned. So what's going to happen next? Same bat time, same bat channel. Okay? Same bat time, same bat channel. Some of us been out here for years watching, waiting, tuning in, phone at work, phone in the bed at night, phone at the cookout, phone in the family. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all been with me a long time. And we know what time it is, right? Like I said, we can agree to disagree. Everybody got their own perception. I don't have to be right. I just have my opinion. How I feel about things. Just because I feel a certain way don't mean you have to agree, and don't mean I have to agree with you. And that's the best thing about being a human being and being an adult. We don't have to agree. We don't have to see things eye to eye. We can agree, hey, to disagree and have our different perspective and views on things. I don't think, like I said, I express myself. Me expressing myself don't make me think I know everything. It's just that that's how I feel about it. And that's how my perception is. And it doesn't have to be like yours. We all can see things differently. We see things through different lenses. We see things through different experiences. So, yeah, so just do you be safe out here. Protect your peace. Take a deep breath. That's appreciated, Justice. A two-way conversation. That's the only way I like to do it. Coffee, no cream. You know, it works both ways. Um, it works both ways. So, like I said, uh, some people going to not take like to this. They're going to think it's a hit. Nope. This is no hit. This is no reaction. This is my response. How I feel about what's going on. How I feel about the word weakness. How I feel about this is my opinion. This is my commentary, and you know it is what it is. I followed trees for many years. What made me stay with this sector was the insult of the children. Yeah, a lot of people stay for different reasons. A lot of people stay for different reasons. A lot of people support for different reasons. And like I said, everybody's different. Everybody has their audience. Everybody's going to support for different reasons, dislike for different reasons. Um, and some people are here for different reasons. And just be honest with yourself. Be honest as much as possible with yourself when you're in this situation or when you're dealing with this, when you're listening to this. Protect yourself, protect your peace, take a deep breath. Understand you there. Understand, take it for today. Take a deep breath. Relax. Protect your peace. Don't let this conversation rattle you. Take from it what you want to listen to, and what you don't need, leave right where it's at. That's how you approach things sometimes. Pick up what you can use and what you need and what you think can benefit you. And if it don't benefit you and it doesn't do anything for you, leave it right where it is. Okay? It's crazy they involve children in this mess. Always been in. But really it gets personal when people start contacting people's job, home. Yeah, it's been like this, Rita. It's been like this. From the time I got here, people have been calling jobs, homes, schools, CPS, DBBS, dog pounds, uh, everything, Rita. It's all been done. It's all been done. It's just not one content creator. It's all been done. Okay? You want to keep it real? Not one. It hadn't been just one content creator do these things. It's all been done. Not every content creator did it, but trust me and believe it has been done. Swatting, it's been done. I can't tell you what has not been done, but it's been done in this sector. I tell you that much. And ain't no one person, and ain't no one. All it's been different content creators that did different things at different times. If you want to keep it real, okay. People get offended. People can't. Words don't hurt. Words get so hurtful that people got to find a way to hurt. I'm gonna find another way to deal with you. You said this, then I'm gonna find another way to deal with you. You make me feel like this, then I'm gonna find another way to deal with you. I can't take your words. I can't take what you got to say. I don't like what you're doing. I don't like how you're doing it. Let me find a way to hurt you. Let me find a way to silence you. Let me come for your job. Let me come for your home. Let me come for your taxes. Let me come for your medical records. Let me come for your kids. Let me come for your babies. Let me come for anything I can to silence you. Let me even come for your let me even come for your subscribers and your supporters who sit in the audience. Okay? Let me come for them too. Let me go find out who their family is, who their kids are. Yeah, I'm just gonna come for them too because they're sitting up there agreeing with you and they laughing in the audience. So let me come get them too. I know some is guilty of that. Yeah, quite a few. But this is what this sector is. Gonna keep it real. But guys, I've been here an hour and 42 minutes. I've said my piece. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm definitely gonna relax. Let it flow. Everything's on private. Well, like I said, I don't know what's other than what I'm talking about today, and hopefully enlightening some people. Some people, like I said, my information is what I know, but every state is different. But I do know that in working along law enforcement and CPS and having to go out on calls with CPS, I do know how court records work, supposed to work, and how CPS records supposed to work. But again, that's just information purposes. Things may be different. I don't know what's happening. But like I said, in general, records for kids are sealed. And the only way to obtain them is through a court order, being an active attorney on the case, being in law enforcement on the case, and ongoing investigations. But other than that, that's the way I know. Thank you, Ann, for the stars. I appreciate that. So take it as it is. Don't take it personal. Take it for some information. Again, because anybody could use it as a starting point. Know the laws in your state. Know the laws in your state. Know how law enforcement work in your state. Know how human Department of Human Services work in your state. Know how CPS, DSS work in your state. Okay? But in general, CPS records are sealed. Kids' names are redacted. The only way you can get some of that information in essence is through a court when there's an active court going on and it's part of the police investigation. And if there's any crime where crime is being maybe a parent is in court again, and the information has to be there's part of the investigation and is redacted out to a point to protect the child. Okay? DJ taught me the most on this app says coffee, no cream. And Miss DJ's voice, really, I wish somebody can talk her up. Oh my God, is that a good thing? And Rita said, I don't have a record. Thank God. Thank God, Rita, right? Thank God. And thank you for the sparkles. Thank you for the star. Thank y'all for y'all support. Most of all, floating heart. Thank you, Ann. And stars. Thank you, Ann, once again. And I'm definitely appreciate y'all support. Y'all take it easy. This is Justice React, y'all. And I'm gone. Y'all have a good one. Take a deep breath. Breathe. It's going to be all right. I promise.